So I've been testing HONOR's new 2026 flagship phone, and you know how when a company borrows a few ideas, but at least tries to play it off like they've done their own homework? Yeah, HONOR's not really done that here, and not in the way you think. This is the Magic 8 Pro. They've made it bigger, they've made it brighter, they've made the battery absolutely enormous, they've added a dedicated AI button, and I feel they've quietly positioned it against the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Almost like they're trying to out-Ultra the Ultra. And before I tested it, that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, because usually that doesn't tend to end well. Because Galaxy Ultra killers tend to either quietly disappear or they do one amazing thing really well and then kind of forget pretty much everything else. But the weird thing is, the longer I've actually used this phone, the harder it's been to dismiss, and suddenly the conversation changes. So let's start with the unboxing experience. You open it, you get the phone, you get a USB-C cable, no charger in the box, which fine, that's the reality of 2026 flagship smartphones, I guess. But no frills, no drama, no explanation, which kind of sets the tone for this phone. They're not trying to make a huge song and dance about it, because they're kind of just saying, here, if you want to use it, and you'll realise it's a really good phone. There's no marketing tricks. And then you pick it up and immediately it feels like an Ultra phone. Not experimental, not quirky, not a concept, just heavy, solid, deliberate. But that does therefore make the next thing that this phone can do slightly even more unhinged, because the battery and charging story here is wild. The Magic 8 Pro has a 6,270 mAh silicon carbon battery. That is huge. For reference, 5,000. S25 Ultra. Significantly bigger. And yet this phone is not thicker or heavier. You've got the camera bump, obviously, more on camera later because it's another stellar point. But in terms of the overall feel in the hand, tomato. And that's largely down to this silicon carbon battery. The energy density is higher without the bulk. Charging speeds, 100 watt wired and 80 watt wireless, which is around 40% in 15 minutes, full charge in under an hour. And that's the kind of battery that makes you stop really thinking about battery, which is probably one of the biggest quality of life upgrades you can get on a phone. So this is a big phone. It's tall, it's wide, it weighs 213 grams, so yes, it's absolutely in the Galaxy S25 Ultra territory. But instead of Samsung's sharper edges, HONOR's gone with this quad micro curved display, and that sounds like a buzzword, I know, until you actually hold it. Because it somehow feels flat like an iPhone 17 Pro Max. Don't ask about the crack at the top corner. I did that whilst filming for my best smartphones video of the year, in which a lot of these phones are involved. Sub for that. But it feels like the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but even more comfortable on your fingers and thumb when you're using the display, as those edges really do bleed over. It also doesn't dig into your palms or feel slippery either, and it doesn't rock as well if that kind of thing bothers you. But there is quite the angle due to that camera rig, and it does wobble the other way, something to note. Premium looking, very elegant, but design-wise this is not where HONOR is trying to shock you. They're saving that for later. But here's where things get a little bit unhinged. Because they didn't just do IP68, they also did 69 and 69K. Which, yes, that is the one for high-pressure water jets. This is the sort of rating you normally see on industrial equipment, not smartphones. They've also got their nanocrystal shield glass with SGS 5-star drop certification and claims of up to 10x better drop resistance than standard glass. Now, yes, I'm not going to be throwing this across a car park, but I kind of get the feeling that HONOR's basically saying you're not going to have to baby this thing. Rockabye baby on the tree. I'm not going to carry on singing that in case I get I imagine getting a copyright strike over singing Rockabye Baby. That would be a real all-time low. Okay, display. This is a 6.71-inch LTPO OLED running at 1 to 120 Hz, which is what you kind of expect at this level. But then you look at the brightness numbers. 6,000 peak. 6,000. 6000. That is not a typo. And in real life, what that means is outdoors, direct sunlight, zero squinting. But brightness alone, granted, doesn't just make a display. And the interesting part is that HONOR is also doing a lot for eye comfort. They've gone deep here. You've got 4320 Hz PWM dimming, circular polarized display, chip level AI defocus, dynamic dimming, circadian night mode, and motion sickness reduction, which all sounds crazy cool tech-y, wordy numbers. Not numbers, words. But it's what they actually mean in real life that's even more impressive. Most OLED or AMOLED screens dim by rapidly turning pixels on and off. If that flicker is slow, some people can get eye strain, headaches, tired eyes, especially at night. What 4320 Hz means is that the screen flickers so fast that your eyes and brain basically stop noticing it. So instead of your eyes constantly adjusting, everything feels smoother and more comfortable, especially at low brightness in dark rooms. Less like my eyes are feeling completely wrecked after just 30 minutes. Now, polarization is a fancy way of filtering light, so a circular polarized screen keeps colors accurate and reduces annoying reflections, especially if you wear sunglasses. Yeah, I see you, Saf. Who's pulling these bad boys off better, me or you? Probably you. I'll let you off. So your phone looks clearer and less washed out in sunlight or with your funky sunnies on. Now, chip-level AI defocus is pretty crazy, as it uses the phone's processing chip to adjust focus of your display based on how you're actually looking at the screen. How it does this is absolutely beyond me, but basically it helps your eyes to not get so tired after watching hours of video. Preferably mine. Subscribe for more. Now, the dynamic dimming is basically where instead of just lowering brightness in big jumps, the phone intelligently adjusts how bright or dark different parts of the screen are. And circadian night mode adjusts colours and brightness to match your sleep cycle. So warm colours later in the evening help your brain produce melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. Yes, you get lots of wonderful facts on this channel. Back to tech. Basically less likely to keep you awake at night. And the anti-sickness motion reduction is a software trick that tweaks animations and how the display refreshes during motion to reduce the weird visual lag that can sometimes make people feel nauseous. Again, far too clever for my brain to comprehend. So Samsung focuses more on sharpness with its Quad HD Plus resolution compared to the Magic 8 Pro's 2808 by 1256. And HONOR is very clearly targeting long-term comfort. And honestly, there is no real right or wrong answer here. Only preference. For me, a tall Full HD Plus panel is more than sharp enough, but you might be a pixel peeper. So at this point, I'm thinking big screen, crazy brightness, huge battery. Clearly, something's been sacrificed, right? Performance, for example. No. This is running the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 with HONOR's own performance tuning layer on top. You get 12GB of RAM, 512GB of storage, and in day-to-day use, it is just blazing fast. Obviously, benchmarks are huge on here, but again, in everyday use, no normal consumer really cares about those kind of numbers. They just want to know, is it going to handle all of my business with no problems? And everything responds instantly. Gaming is very stable. It gets slightly warm, but never really throttles aggressively or burns your palms. Now, of course, you do get the 4 Galaxy version of the Snapdragon 8 Elite in the S25 Ultra here. But the HONOR Magic 8 Pro is also tuned, this time by HONOR, but crucially, this is the Gen 5, which is the newer model. Don't quite know why I'm talking to you over my shoulder. When I'm on a swivel chair, I could just turn around and speak like a normal human being. Which brings us neatly onto something else that HONOR are very proud of with the new Magic 8 Pro. The camera. On the back, you've got a 50MP main, a 50MP ultra-wide with macro, and a 200MP telephoto. And that telephoto does a lot of work here. With a 1/1.4-inch optical size, unusually large for a phone zoom camera, and a wide f2.6 aperture, it can not only gather a lot more light from dark scenes than most zoom lenses normally do, but the strong optical stabilization and HONOR's AI stabilization layer on top means handheld night shots, for example, at long zooms, are crazy good. Way more consistent than you would expect. I mean, the phone's even equipped with industry-leading SEPA 5.5 stop image stabilization. I'm here in Las Vegas at the moment for CES, and these are some of the images I've taken versus the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and, well, I'll let you judge for yourself. The 3.7x optical zoom lets you get closer without losing detail, and beyond that point, it can go much higher to 100 times with digital zoom. The OIS helps keep shots sharp, even when your hands shake, which is especially critical when zooming in at night. And this hardware is aided by AI anti-shake and night algorithms to improve clarity when zoomed in. And you can also enable AI enhancer for sharper details on long distance shots too. This means you're far more likely to get usable telephoto shots without the need for a tripod. Altogether, this telephoto setup is designed to capture clearer, brighter, and more detailed photos in low light environments. But it's not just about night zoom, because you've also got magic color. Instead of slapping filters on your photos, HONOR lets you extract color profiles from other images you like and apply them live, which sounds very niche until you realize how powerful that is for matching styles. Video tops out at 4K 60 on the front and 4K 120 on the back, which is amazing for slow-mo shots in post. And again, here is an example of both phones' capabilities side by side. Thing to note, the Galaxy S25 Ultra can do 8K, so if you are into 8K video recording, then you might want to go with the S25 Ultra. But for me, I mean, this is shot in 4K, for example. Personally, I don't have a massive... My light's just gone off. Can't believe it, now I'm in the dark. Good time to start testing some more night shots on my HONOR Magic8 Pro. So 4K for me is still more than enough. And then there's all the crazy cool post-shooting features like AI Eraser and AI Cutout that are fairly self-explanatory, but you've also got AI outpainting, which can extend a photo beyond its original edges, with AI filling in what should be there. You've got AI upscale, which increases the resolution of a photo, and reflection removal, which works especially well with reflections in the glass when you're taking photos, like through a window, on a train, bus, car, or cafe, of your own face, lights, or smudges. And these are all built in with no subscriptions. But HONOR haven't just stopped there, as well as the phone running macOS 10 on Android 16 with Google Gemini built in, there's actually a dedicated AI button. But why does that actually matter? Well, at first I thought this was probably going to be another meh edition, like a lot of new button features, but then I used it. By default, a double press opens the camera instantly, and those that have used the recent iPhone will be used to taking photos, adjusting zoom on the fly. It'll all be very familiar, it does a similar job. There aren't quite as many camera features as on the Apple device, things like changing filters, etc. But usefully, and this is the most important thing really for me, it's remappable. A long press brings up AI suggestions based on what's on the screen, with circle to search and AI memories at the bottom, which allows for quick recording of your favourite content. But you can remap it to things like photo editing, system settings, contextual tools, and the reason this matters is speed. You stop digging through menus, you stop really thinking. It's AI how it kind of should be used, customizable to what suits you. You just press it and it does the thing. Samsung has Galaxy AI built in, which is also very useful, but it doesn't have a remappable dedicated button. And once you get used to it, you probably will then miss it. There are also really important AI security features, as the HONOR Magic8 Pro can detect AI deepfake videos and AI voice cloning in real time on device. This can warn you if a phone call you're receiving has a cloned or synthetic voice, or if a video may be AI generated or fake. This might potentially protect you from some of the latest highly sophisticated scams. Again, all of the sorts of things you hope you never need, but you're very glad exists, just in case. So the Galaxy S25 Ultra is still a very safe choice. It's polished, it's familiar, it's reliable, it's a great phone. But the HONOR Magic8 Pro is doing something a little bit different. As it's been a while since this was released, we're now stepping into a slightly more bleeding edge territory. It's got a bigger battery, faster charging, more comfortable display, and you could also argue it's got more aggressive hardware choices, and just as much, if not more, AI shenanigans. And it feels to me that the company has stopped playing it safe. And whether you love their products or not, you can't really ignore the fact that HONOR are now producing products that aren't just looking to kind of blend in and be one of a possible shortlist option, but they're going right for that top. We are in that elite category. We're a big player, and we're here to stay. Let me know what you think of the new HONOR Magic8 Pro in the comments. If you've got any questions, let me know. I will try my best to answer as many as I can. My name's Adam. You've been the best as always. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says ASBYT. Peace out.